And we're on number 5 of what is going to be an 85-part series going over every single essay in the Federalist Papers, which were 85 of them altogether. Welcome to Boring Book Club. My name is Michelle, and yeah, we're 5 down, 80 to go. I'm excited. I think I'm like really on a roll now. The Federalist Papers, if you don't know, is basically a series of op-eds that turns out to be the best arguments ever written in support of the US Constitution. The one that we're discussing today is a continuation of the last 2 papers. I think I could have just put all 3 of these into one video, but content, you know, I gotta split them up so that I can feel like I'm doing more. I know I'm cheating. It's fine. They kind of concern the same topic in regards to remaining a union to protect ourselves against foreign influences, but you know, it's nice to be able to say that I put out 3 videos instead of just 1. Let's get started. Paper was published November 10th, 1787, so 3 days after the last 2 were published. Also written by John Jay. This was the last essay that John Jay wrote for almost 5 months. He fell ill after writing this one, so he had to take a break, rest up, get better. We're glad he did. And then he came back and he wrote Federalist number 64. But right now, let's focus on number 5. He starts this paper by citing Queen Anne's speech from 1706 regarding the union of England and Scotland. She says that the union will ensure lasting peace, protect the religion, liberty, and property of the people, enable them to resist all enemies, and she warns that enemies are going to do their best to delay or prevent this union from happening. Why would they want to do that? Well, when Great Britain used to be split into 3 countries, England, Scotland, and Ireland, they were constantly embroiled in war with one another. If America were divided into several states or confederacies, they would be apt to protect the interests of themselves rather than the general interests of everybody. And bordering nations tend to be in dispute with one another. If one confederacy were to become stronger than the others, then the others might be envious or fearful of them. They would not be likely to want to promote policies that would ensure the prosperity of their neighbors, and they might even restrain them as much as they could if possible. Foreign nations would place us exactly in the situations in which some nations doubtless wish to see us, formidable only to each other. Thank you. Cheers. Wine break. It's more likely that the alliances that the separate confederacies would form would be with foreign nations rather than neighboring nations. Each confederacies would have different commodities and different interests just based on their market. And this would mean that they would likely form different foreign alliances as well. With whom the Southern Confederacy might be at war would be the one with whom the Northern Confederacy would be the most desirous of preserving peace and friendship. So the South would be very unlikely in this instance to form an alliance with the North because it would be immediately antithetical to their own immediate interests. Considering our distance from Europe, it would be more likely that they would feel the need to protect themselves against neighboring nations than they would from nations abroad, which would again mean that they'd be more likely to form alliances with foreign nations rather than their neighbors. And Jay warns that it's a lot easier to invite in foreign nations to protect you than it is to compel them to leave once they're already here. Let candid men judge, then, whether the division of America into any given number of independent sovereignties would tend to secure us against the hostilities and improper interferences of foreign nations. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're enjoying this series. If you are, click the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you are notified every single time I post a new video. I also have a few other social medias if you'd like to follow me on there. I have Instagram, Boring Book Club YT, Twitter, Boring Book Club, and Facebook.com/Boring Book Club. I will see you in the next one. Bye!